Hello, Ryan. Jingle jangle.
Hello.
Everyone, we are chatting with Ryan Reed. He is the OneNorth Technology Lab Supervisor for the Kansas City Public Library. So, Ryan, what titles are you hanging tinsel on this year?
Oh, I guess I got to start with The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel.
Tell us about Glass Hotel and what makes it a great gift for the reader in your life.
Oh man, I love her work. She also did Station 11, which was another really good one. Really character-driven stories of just like these kind of just troubled but beautiful characters that find themselves in weird sort of situations that border between, like something ethereal and supernatural in the everyday life. She does just a really good job of making these characters very personal when you read them, and just puts them in these fantastic stories.
So these are a good fit for a fantasy reader or a literary
I
reader?
would I would say for this one, this is definitely more folks who are interested in art. They're interested in creation. They're interested in like personal expression. Like people who are just trying. Most of her characters are trying to find their voice in a very loud world, and watching them try and do that is interesting. It's not always a happy story, but it's always pretty beautiful.
She writes such wonderfully satisfying books. You really feel as if you've learned something and that you've really spent your reading time wisely when you read Emily St. John Mandel. So that one's going on my list for sure. What's about the next one you brought?
The next one that I got is a collection of poetry by Tracy K. Smith called Life on Mars. Um, I picked it up just because it had the title, and I'm a big Bowie fan, so I was like, oh, I bet you this is good. And I started reading it, and I was just like, wow, it's just amazing. Turns out she was the poet laureate of the United States, and she won the Pulitzer Prize for this. So it turns out she's amazing. But the book, all the poems are kind of have the same sort of theme to them, and they deal with kind of this parallel of like space and longing for the stars and longing for another world, while at the same time kind of grounding the whole story in this relationship with her father. And so she kind of like paints the sort of picture in a lot of these poems of like, reaching for unattainable things while also having unattainable things like very close to you. They're just amazingly beautiful poems, and just tear through them very, very quickly, and it'll leave a great poetry taste in your mouth.
Oh, poetry for anybody, Tracy K. Smith. And this would be a great book to give to teens who are interested in writing and reading poetry as well, wouldn't it?
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, she's just so wonderful. Now, I think I saw a hint of your last book, but surprise us. What is it?
The last one is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. And it's just a staggering book that I love to give people who it's that feeling when you have like a book that like you're going to read this and it's going to open a whole new world and you're just going to consume all of these books. It's like giving somebody Harry Potter for the first time and being like, this is exciting. But also I just feel like N.K. Jemisin's abilities to write these characters and these settings, I think kind of like for our current time of people who are just kind of like the world's been thrown at them over and over and over again, and they're looking for the strength to keep going. And N.K. Jemisin just writes these characters that are just resilient in the face of like global catastrophe and personal tragedy, and the characters alone, not to mention the world building that she puts into these just this beautiful trilogy that won the Hugo Award for all three instances of the book, which is the first time that I think anybody had done that. So it's, again, heavy hitter.
Wow. So N.K. Jemisin for those times, readers, when you need to escape the world you're in or get the strength to keep going in the world you're in. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. This was terrific. Have a wonderful new year.
Hey, you too. Thanks for having me.